This is Mamdouh Elssbiay, otherwise known as Big Ramy. This is him at the 2013 Mr.Olympia. It was his Olympia debut. He placed 8th, which is, I guess, a respectable placing. And this was Jay Cutler's final Olympia appearance. And don't misconstrue the situation here, guys. I fully respect Jay Cutler. He's one of the greatest of all time. Tough as nails. But he placed 6th at this event, which is 2 places ahead of Big Ramy. And judging by a lot of the comparison pictures that I've seen, I don't know. It's quite iffy. Did Jay Cutler earn his 6th place position? Or did Big Ramy, in fact, deserve that position? Well, you know me and my bonuses that I throw you guys every once in a while. Well, after all, I do love you guys, and I apologize I haven't been able to hit that love and like button as much as I would like to, but how many other YouTubers tell you that every once in a while? Anyway, I don't like to throw that out there that much. It wears itself out. But this is the bonus we are welcoming. Let's set these other 2 gentlemen aside for a second, and let's welcome the Beast, Rolly Winkler. He, of course, placed in between these 2 gentlemen. He placed 7th. And there is a lot of talk about if Big Ramy was better than Jay Cutler. What about Rolly Winkler? Least we forget. So he is the bonus. And we're going to begin this 3-way comparison. And judging by this front relaxed position, I appreciate the aesthetics of, you guessed it, Rolly Winkler. And for a man with the name Beast, that surprises me. Jay Cutler, he is a little run down, and like I said, this video is not meant to bash Jay Cutler. I fully respect this man. But if I'm going to ignore the fact that one of his quads is missing and his waistline is, well, it was always fairly wide, and he needed those quads to offset that wide waist. But one thing I can say about Jay Cutler, he always kept his conditioning in check. I believe the positioning and the way that Big Ramy is posing, it needs some work here. So I would actually give the symmetry round in the front position to Rolly Winkler. But there's no rear relaxed. So really the symmetry round, it's anybody's game. Muscularity round begins with the front double bicep pose. In which case, again, I do prefer Rolly Winkler. He stands out at me. And I had to watch the video to get the sizes correctly, because it's one thing to know the heights of these guys, but Jay Cutler, the way he poses, let's just bring up a clip from the front double bicep there. This is an onstage screenshot, and you could see how much more narrow it made each of them. So I don't like to use screenshots. I'm just showing you this because I did go through all the video to get the heights correctly and the sizes, things of that nature. But anyway, I just wanted to go through that with you guys in the first pose, because I get a lot of comments saying that I sized them incorrectly. I go through a lot of work for these videos. You guys are the best fans in the world, and you guys demand the best videos. I'm leaning towards Ramy for 2nd place in the front double bicep. Jay Cutler, his right bicep is torn. Not to mention there's something up with that forearm. You see his right forearm? Something in there. I don't know what it is, but it's very distracting. The front lat spread. This is a Big Ramy pose. Mamdouh Elssbiay. Now, if he could fashion all of his other shots like he does with this front lat spread, he would be unbeatable. Jay, I almost prefer him better than Rolly Winkler in this. Rolly, his arms are too big. His lats, you really can't see them. But Jay, of course, once again, that quad, he just looks like a car accident. And he has the wide waist as well. It's very close between Jay and Rolly Winkler. It would be no question if Jay had the other quad. It would be a blowout in the lag department, because those quads are feathered. Rolly's quads, a little bit soft if you ask me. Big Ramy, just a dream wrapped in a blanket. But enough about the front lat spread. Let's have these studs turned to the side. And I'm always impressed with Rolly Winkler's hanging hamstring. He looks so thick from the side. His legs, just unreal. The upper body a little bit skimpy, actually. His chest fades away in this shot. Therefore, I just cannot give him this shot. It goes to Big Ramy Mamdouh Elssbiay. I actually prefer Jay Cutler's display of the pec much better than Rolly Winkler, but I don't know. Rolly's leg and his arm, very, very tight decision. I would probably lean towards Rolly. And here we go with the side triceps, baby, please, for a proper. Shout out to Louis Marco. I do not prefer the way Rolly Winkler is snapping this shot, but I cannot help but pick him for the win, of course. His tricep is being displayed the best out of the three. Jay Cutler, I actually am going to give him the win against, I keep on wanting to call Ramy Rolly, but I'm going to give the victory over Mamdouh Elssbiay for Jay Cutler. You can see his tricep. Poor Mamdouh, he really needs to work on his posing back in 2013. So he did improve on that aspect, I'm sure. This is the first that we are seeing of the back developments, and this is the true test of, you guessed it, conditioning. Jay Cutler, among the best of his versions as far as the conditioning is concerned. His back it's gone. It's deteriorated. Look at the lats. And he never really had the best to begin with, but I have to say, when you look at his old photos, his lower back is the best conditioned here, and his glutes, the glutes themselves, I'm very shocked, surprised, very impressive. But he has the old man wrinkle skin, and when you look at Big Ramy Mamdouh Elssbiay, those glutes looks like a brand new car, just crisp, shiny. I have to say, Rolly Winkler, I'm a little bit disappointed in the striations in his glutes, or lack thereof. But of course, this is the Christmas tree pose. It's not a mandatory shot. The rear lat spread, however, is, of course. Now, I slid Big Ramy over to the side because he is the absolute winner in this. Conditioning, size, shape, you name it, he is winning. So I want to match Rolly Winkler and Jay Cutler. And I actually did this as well because I can almost hear you guys saying that I sized this incorrectly because Rolly does look tiny, doesn't he? So here is a actual shot of these guys. Now switch back to the real footage, or my footage, sorry. See, I sized these as best as possible for you guys. You guys, like I said, and you should get the best footage. And I don't know, I think Jay Cutler's a little too messed up as far as his lats are concerned. I'm going to go ahead and give the win to Rolly Winkler, but it's close. Rear double bicep. Now, Rolly and Jay Cutler both look a lot better here. Look at Jay Cutler. He looks fantastic. He somehow hid that torn lat in the rear double bi. Looks very crisp indeed. But I actually might have him in last place. It's between him and Rolly again. Very, very tight decision. Very tight decision. I'm going to go and mark that into my book. My little score sheet here. It looks like a Mamdouh Elssbiay victory so far, guys, but there still is 2 shots remaining, including, you guessed it, the ab and thigh, and Rolly Winkler. I much, much prefer him in this shot. It's the aesthetics. He's the most aesthetic. I cannot believe that. Out of these 3 just creatures, I guess you could call them. Jay Cutler, he's displaying his legs differently, so he's hiding that quad, really. Mamdouh Elssbiay, you probably think I made him too short, but like I said, go ahead, watch the videos. He crouches down, and the thigh is huge. I could see any judge giving this to any one of these 3. Jay Cutler, he shouldn't win because his waist is too wide. Big Ramy shouldn't win because his abs are the smoothest. Rolly Winkler shouldn't win because his quads are too smooth and small. It could go either way, and it doesn't matter who I pick. I'm going to get backlash. I'm actually going to give second place to Jay Cutler. He looks a little too cut, and like I said, the feathering in that quad. I don't like Big Ramy's ab and thigh here. And Rolly gets first prize. So he has to play catch up, and here it is, the most muscular. In which case, Jay Cutler is the obvious weak link. At no disrespect meant to him, this was never his strongest pose. He was used to losing this pose to Ronnie Coleman for years. And I mean Mamdouh Elssbiay and Rolly Winkler, two of the all-time studs as far as the most muscular is concerned. And there was no hands clasped or any most musculars like that for Rolly Winkler, unfortunately. And I don't know, I guess by default, Big Ramy would win that most muscular, I guess. I don't know, a little bit of controversy. Let's zoom in now at the crab position for Rolly Winkler and Mamdouh Elssbiay. I have to say, Rolly Winkler looks a little more crisp. Look at the muscle separation. Now, if you really look, Rolly, he's a little smaller, but size is irrelevant when it comes to bodybuilding. I mean, Rolly looks bigger. Let's have another shot here, same lighting. Yes. Big Ramy, he needs to display this a little bit better. The crab's not the best for him. His arms, maybe a little too small to match his delts and his chest, things of that nature. I prefer Rolly Winkler in the crab. But of course, a little bit of controversy there, so slightly inconclusive in the most muscular. And yes, you can give inconclusives when there's two different varieties of the most muscular. Jay Cutler losing both, for sure. Alright guys, let's add these up. And it appears Jay Cutler, by a landslide, falls in third place out of these gentlemen. So, in my opinion, at least he should have placed 8th, maybe even lower, or at the most. But anyway, guys, no disrespect meant to Jay Cutler, 4-time Mr. Olympia champion. That's more than I'll ever do. Anyway, in second place, and this is, I mean, whoever's name you hear now, the other guy won. In second place, Mamdouh Elssbiay. Can you believe it? He got 11 points. Here is your winner, Rolly the Beast Winkler. He has 12 points, 1 point difference. So it was very close between these two. So I guess as far as Mamdouh Elssbiay and Rolly Winkler are concerned, the judges got it right, I guess, or I got it right more correctly. And Jay Cutler, that's just a terrible job. I mean, I could see if it was close and I got it wrong, but I got every pose pretty much him losing. So really, that was a gift from the IFBB judges for Jay Cutler because he was a former Mr. Olympia champion, I'm sure. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video comparison, and subscribe if you have not already to the channel, and go ahead and click thumbs up on this video because it really helps YouTube stick it out into that algorithm and into YouTube world. Alright guys, have a great day.